What's up, Niner fans? I just landed in Seattle and I have fantastic news for you. What's up? Welcome to the show. We're your hosts, Grant Cohn, Maj Sports, Brandon Deutsch. It's that time of the week where I actually have to lock in my prediction, and after flip-flopping back and forth as I normally do, I have decided it was really the Sam Darnold oblique thing. I decided at that moment that I would be damned if I'm going to pick Sam Darnold to win a playoff game. So we're going to talk about Maj clearly thinks the Niners are going to win. I can't remember the last time he didn't, but I love that about Maj. Brandon, the skeptic that he is, doesn't. So we're gonna hear out why, but we're not gonna go there first. We're gonna go there last. First, Fred Warner's not playing. I think this story was interesting because it felt like the organization wasn't on the same page with him. Kyle's like, "Nah, we're not opening his window." Then they did. Fred Warner did that whole presentation in front of the media, went and spoke at his locker and was like, "Yeah, they said they weren't gonna open my window," and then they did. And said that, he wasn't ruling out playing in this game. Adam Schefter said he was pushing to play in it. And then, like a G, Kyle Shanahan comes out. Fred Warner, out. What do you guys think happened?
I just think they're being precautious.
I think it's the right decision.
I think it is the right decision. Even though, if he played in this game, I think the Niners, I think they would, I still think the Niners are going to win. I just think if Fred Warner played in this game, I think it'd be lopsided. I just feel like they don't want to rush him back. They want to be precautious. They don't want his ankle to get worse. So it was kind of weird that he didn't practice yesterday. I definitely thought he would practice again. That's why I thought there was a setback, but I guess Kyle said there was no setback. I think they're just being very precautious right now, because they don't want this to linger into the offseason and maybe next season.
You want me to be extremely honest here? I mean, I'm always
honest.
I'm going to be extremely,
because that was extremely earnest from Maj, who's 20 years old and takes everything at face value, and I love that about Maj.
Maj, I wish I was as optimistic as you. The older you get, you're going to get more and more negative as you get older.
The more I get,
pessimistic.
There's nothing jaded about Maj, and I love that.
Yeah. I love that. I wish I was as optimistic as him. I don't think Fred Warner makes a difference this week. I'm not kidding. Listen, the way Kendricks and Wallow played last week, I know, Fred Warner, we don't know how healthy he actually is. He hasn't played a football game in a long time. He's coming off of a serious injury. You don't know if we're even going to get the Fred Warner that everyone thinks we're going to get. Obviously he's an upgrade over Wallow, right? But I don't know, kind of play the hot hand.
I think it's fair to say you won't get the Fred Warner that you saw before the injury. I mean, it's unrealistic to expect.
For sure.
But you're telling me a 70% Fred Warner isn't better than 100%.
I don't think it's
going
to make a difference, Maj.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you, this game is going to be dictated by Mike McDonald and Seattle's defense. If the Niners can put up points, they will win this football game. If they don't, they will lose. It's very simple. To me, Fred Warner doesn't make a big difference. I think the Niners defense might not be as locked in because Saleh was taking interviews, and I know we'll discuss that. But Ricky Pearsall is the key to the offense. I think he's going to play. So if he plays,
should.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny how it was reported by Adam Schefter that Fred was pushing to play. And I respect it, right? He's a future Hall of Famer and you want him to be eager. But it really sounded like he was, pushing was a understatement. He was saying, I'm ready, I'm going. And Kyle had to say, no, it's my call. And I don't necessarily have to explain it. You're not going to play in this game. And it could be because he's not ready. It could be because Eric Kendricks played so well in the last game. It could be because Kyle just wanted to make the call. But I respect it. And I feel like Fred was almost putting it in Kyle's face at his press conference at his locker. Yeah, they said they weren't going to do it. Then they did. Let's see what else I could get him to do. Not play in this game. Maybe if Eric Kendricks had played poorly in this last game, he'd be playing. But it seemed like the whole idea of Fred coming back is hey, man, this defense sucks. I'm going to do something no one's ever done. It's hey, man, slow down. We don't need 65% or 50% Fred. We got Eric Kendricks, and he's playing like the dude he was a couple of years ago. Take your time, Fred. Of course, you're better than Eric Kendricks when you're healthy, but let us know when that is. That could be next year. It could be next week. He was like, are you confident that he'll be ready next week? And he's like, yeah, we're confident, but we'll see how it goes. Left it open.
I think he'll play next week if they win, for sure. I think he'll for sure play next week, and I think that's the reward. If you go and win this game, you get your
If
superstar
Eric
linebacker.
Kendricks balls out in this game, you think it's for sure that Fred Warner plays next week?
If they play the Rams, because that's a better
Okay.
team. If they play the Bears, and it's like you can win without Fred Warner. You don't really need him. You know.
The thing I'm scared about, I'm scared of Garrett Wallow or Eric Kendricks. Just like it's a small sample size. They played good one game. I'm scared if they kind of come back down to earth against Seattle and suck.
Here, I'm not scared. You want to know why?
Why?
Seattle's offense isn't as good as people think. Like, I know
They
Philly's
have Sam
offense is
Darnold.
really bad, but like you're telling me Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet are better than Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby.
They scored a lot of points in the regular season, though, but their
I
run
don't
game
care.
wasn't statistically
They beat
good,
up
and
on
their
bad
quarterback is
teams. They beat up on bad teams. They beat a bunch of these horrible teams by like 25 points, and that's why they're David Lombardi's favorite stat. Their DVOA is like off the charts, and on paper
They
they're the
put up a
best
bunch
team
of
in
points
the
on the
league.
Rams at one time.
Yeah, but the Rams DBs are atrocious.
The Rams
can
defense
put
did
up
fall
points.
apart down the
Yeah,
stretch.
anybody can put up points on the Rams. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think obviously didn't Matt Jones play the Rams game with the same oblique injury that Darnold has?
I think he had an
Probably.
injury.
So I don't
He
think
had
it's
an
like
injury.
going to be that bad, but I think I think you're right, Grant. I think Darnold's looking for an excuse if he loses this game, like because there's so much pressure on him and he has folded in the biggest moments throughout his career. I think the
Yeah.
oblique injury is like an excuse for this game if he plays bad. But to be honest, like I don't think it makes much of a difference if Sam Darnold or Drew Lock is out there. Like,
Look, I know you guys want to talk about this game, but I'm gonna make you wait because there's
Okay.
more I want to get to before. Because I know you're chomping at the bit. But we're gonna talk about it for like a half an hour. But first, there was news from last night. Robert Saleh interviewed with two teams last night: the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. This is interesting because he also has two interviews scheduled for Sunday with Tennessee and Baltimore. In addition, he's Ricky Scoops says he's the front runner with Atlanta. So 5 teams potentially, 4 confirmed. 2 before the game. I'm thinking the ones on Sunday he's also preparing for before the game. It's sort of a reality of the sport. He's not the only guy doing it. The guys with the Rams are doing the same thing before their playoff game, but I don't think it's good at all. It can't help and it could hurt. What do you think about one more thing? What makes it kind of weird is that he was asked about it on Wednesday. You got any interviews lined up this week? And he was like, yeah, on Sunday. Made it seem like he wasn't going to do it before the game, but then he did, which is a bad look too. What do you think of all this?
I don't know why they do this. Like they even do it in college football. Like when Lane Kiffin
Yeah.
left, that it's just weird. Like I don't understand. Like, I don't know why they don't do it. Like maybe you guys, like Grant, you know more than me. It's just why don't they do this after the playoffs are done when there's no football? Why do they do
They
it
should.
right now?
Yeah,
I mean, because these bad teams want to get a head start and
Yeah,
get
but
a
they should wait
staff.
a little bit. They should wait a little bit.
I agree.
If your
They
coach
should.
isn't, listen, if you want Robert Saleh and he wasn't in the playoffs, go ahead, do whatever the hell you want. But this guy's focused on winning a freaking Super Bowl. Like he should not be available to speak to right now until we lose. Then you should speak to Robert Saleh. I don't understand it.
And it's
Right
crazy
now,
too because he spoke with the Cardinals. It's like they're us a division rival messing with the Niners. Like you're not going to take that job. What are you doing?
no one's going to take that job unless they're
And-
stupid.
and he interviewed
Like-
with the Tennessee Titans. Those are two shit organizations. If Robert Saleh went
Well,
there,
Yeah.
Tennessee's
At least they have a
terrible.
quarterback.
Tennessee's
Titans
a
are tomorrow.
I guess.
Yeah.
Titans are Sunday. Last night was Miami
Miami,
and Arizona.
two
and one
bad
night.
organizations. Two
How
bad
long are these?
organizations.
There's like 4-hour interviews, right?
Yeah, they were a long time.
Yeah.
I look, also they've played Seattle twice, and like I'll give him credit in like one instance. You already watched the tape versus Seattle, right? Going into the Eagles matchup, like after the game, you already kind of went through what their kind of thing is on offense. They know Kubiak very well, obviously, because he was with the Niners years ago. They know this system. So like I get why he thinks he can just kind of slack off in like that the defense might be prepared based off the momentum last week. But at the same time, it's like I don't think Robert Saleh is going to be a good head coach. Like I don't think he was great with the Jets. I did think he got the short end of the stick because he won 8 games with Zach Wilson. That's hard in of itself, right? But I think he's just like a Steve Spagnuolo. He's just a great DC. He's not D'Amico Ryans. He's not a good head coach, and he's going to get exposed. And it's unfortunate that there's so many head coaching openings. He's going to take one of them. But I agree with Maj. Like he has to look at it from this point of view. There's like 8 or 9 openings, right? Like I can wait until after the divisional round game to like Tennessee. What if they hire Mike McCarthy? Who cares? He didn't want Tennessee's job anyways. Falcons, they're not hiring anybody until Kubiak interviews with them, and until the Seattle's out of the playoffs because they have been linked to Kubiak in the past. So a bunch of teams want Kubiak. So I'm just saying they're going to wait for him. What's the difference? I know he's interviewed once, I think, or twice, but I don't think he's had as many substantial interviews as Robert Saleh. Leads me to believe either he's not confident in his defense or he's extremely confident in his defense. And I'm hoping it's that he's extremely confident in his defense.
Well, he can be as confident as he wants, but the problem is, he has these interviews. The real interview is what he does against the Seahawks. And if he gave up 13 points against the Seahawks week 18, but it should have been 19. They missed 2 field goals. And Darnold messed up like a 1st and goal from the 1. It could have easily been 26 or 27. So if it's 26 or 27 this time and you lose, I wonder what the teams are going to think. Like, hey, man, maybe that was your fault. Remember 3 years ago when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and they lost? And there were those 2 plays really close to the goal line where it was like Sky Moore or someone would go in jet sweep motion, ball gets snapped, he'd stop, go back in the flat, it'd be wide open. Caught a touchdown like that, came back to it later on, won the game like that. There were 14 free points given up by Jonathan Gannon, who was not prepared and didn't adjust. And coincidentally or not, he had been interviewing that week. Hate to think. And then he went to the Cardinals. They hired him anyway. So look, if Saleh blows it tomorrow, good news, the Cardinals will still hire you. They still got Arizona, which is maybe why he interviewed with them.
Because he won Arizona.
I feel like John Lynch should have been like, nah, man, don't do it. Say no to Arizona. It's Arizona.
The problem is like this leads me to a question. Like, I know Niner fans are kind of like, yeah, it'd be great if this team wins a Super Bowl, but if they don't, it's already a successful year because of all the injuries. But like next year, you won't have Saleh probably, and you probably have some bum DC like Raheem Morris, who's, and it's like Raheem Morris was not a good DC on the Rams. He won a Super Bowl, yeah, because he had prime Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and like guys that could actually play defense. It wasn't because he was a legitimate DC or
Brandon, this is the best year. If Saleh were to leave, this is probably the best year to get a defensive coordinator because there's a lot in the market. Like if this was a couple years ago,
who's on the market?
You know what they're gonna do, man. They're gonna promote Gus Bradley. I would bet
if they do that, I'm not watching the games next
year. They're going to promote Gus Bradley because they don't want to change the scheme. Kyle's made that so clear. And Gus Bradley is here sort of learning how to do it like Saleh. They're not going to want to change anything. I bet you, man. I bet you. And that's a problem. Because here's the thing. Everyone thinks that Kyle's better than Nick Sirianni. And I guess he is, although Sirianni won the Super Bowl. But they're similar in the sense that Sirianni's like going to have a different offensive coordinator every year. And sometimes he'll be good and sometimes he'll absolutely suck. Is that not Kyle? Nick Sorensen last year was the 49ers version of Kevin Patullo. And when Saleh leaves, are they going to have another Nick Sorensen? Gus Bradley is a little bit better than Nick Sorensen, but not much.
Yeah. Gus Bradley is washed. He was a great coordinator years ago. Like we're talking about when Pete Carroll was a good football coach. Like this is a different era of football. You know what I mean? Like I'm nervous. Like I don't care if we're healthier. All I know is that they're going to be like the Steve Wilkes defense, where every once in a while they'll be good against the run or the pass rather, but then they'll be 18th against the run. And you can't win Super Bowls when you're 18th against the run. At least this Niners team has been able in like 14 out of 17, or I guess they've played now 18 games. 14 out of 18 games have been able to stop the run pretty much, right? Like they're top 10 in opponent rushing yards given up. So I'm nervous. That's the big thing. I don't care about the like once Bosa plays, you'll get sacks. I don't care about that. I want somebody to stop the frickin' run, dude. And we've done a good job at that, even though we're limited in who we have, right? And I think it's because of Saleh. Like you get Bradley in there, you just know it's going to go back to like their 25th in run defense next year. And it's just like,
I just think it's interesting. Like they looked at it as such a blessing to get Saleh back, and it was, but they knew he was going to be a one and done DC. Yeah. You know what I mean? They knew he was going to be one and done, and they let him like rebuild the whole defense. Hey man, the next DC better like him. And then when you bring in a one and done DC, his ambition will really fuel your whole team to the playoffs. You've gotten the best out of him, but then when you're in the playoffs, he's interviewing for jobs. Yeah. And that may or may not affect what you do. We'll see. But yeah, it's just unfortunate, and the league really should do something about it. One more thing before we get to the game. One more Robert Saleh thing. Ricky Scoops, who friend of the show, Love Bricky Scoops on X. He's 60% correct 100% of the time, or so he's usually right. And he said that watch for Saleh to Atlanta. Clint Kubiak has been linked to Atlanta as well. I'm guessing they're hoping they could get Saleh and Clay Kubiak, the Niners offensive coordinator, although he's interviewing with the Steelers for their head coaching job, which is incredible to me, considering he hasn't called plays yet. But hey, what do you think of Saleh potentially going to Atlanta?
I just like Brandon said, me and Brandon have talked about this. I just don't see Saleh being a good head coach. Like, yeah, he coached with the Jets. I just think Saleh is like Steve Spagnuolo. I think he's strictly a defensive coordinator. Maybe he goes to Atlanta, he has success. I just right now, I just truthfully feel that he's just a defensive coordinator, not a head coach. I think any place he goes, I don't think he'll have success. Maybe with Baltimore.
No, but only because he has a quarterback. But like, I still don't think he will have as much success because there's very few DCs that become recently that become incredible football coaches. You know, like head football coach. Like you can count them on your hand over the past like decade. Like Mike Vrabel became an excellent football coach for Tennessee, and he was a defensive guy, and now he's an excellent coach for the Patriots. Right? Most of the time, it doesn't work out. Like you got Aaron Glenn, you got Raheem Morris, you got all these guys. The successful hires are typically like Ben Johnson types. Like you want guys that can call plays, right? Like
Mike McDonald's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's a once in a generation guy. I mean, kind of. When you look at like he was a home run hire, but like how many defensive guys have been home run hires the last decade, right? So like when I'm looking at Saleh, I'm like, why would I want Vance Joseph or Robert Saleh when I know that Robert Saleh has failed as a head coach already, and Vance Joseph probably is a Peyton merchant and can't do anything on his own. Like, you know what I mean? Like Peyton's always had good defenses throughout his head coaching career. I know he's had a few different DCs, one of which was trying to injure players back in the day, which we won't talk about. But, you know, like, I don't know, dude. Like the Falcons, it makes sense on paper defensively because they have the personnel that I think Saleh would want with James Pierce and Jalen Walker, and they have great DBs. So, you know, Saleh is great at coaching up D linemen so that they could get those interior guys working. But then who's going to like help the quarterback, bro? Like you got Kirk Cousins, he's old, right? Then you got Michael Penix, who's always injured. You know what I mean? And Clay Kubiak hasn't even called plays. How's he going to help?
Well, I mean, are these Kubiak's in demand? Stupid? He might become a head coach in a week or two. I feel like the allure with Saleh is like, yeah, he failed with the Jets, but so has everyone. I mean, so did Pete Carroll. He could be the next Pete Carroll. And what's nice about he's going to have an elite defense. And as far as offense goes, he should have the Shanahan network. Like he should be able to bring a little Kubiak with him or someone. I mean, if he doesn't have a good OC, then I wouldn't hire him, of course. But it's like the idea to me is that he would have a good OC this time around, and he would have maybe Mac Jones. Like maybe you could go to Atlanta and say, you know, you could, you know, maybe Kevin Stefanski says he could work with Kirk Cousins, but I could bring in Mac Jones, and I could bring in someone who had success with Mac Jones. What's that?
I think I see Pittsburgh, and the reason why I see Pittsburgh for Saleh, I know they like to hire no-name guys, like they just promote them. Some guy you never heard of is probably gonna be the next head coach. They should look at Saleh as their head coach, and then Mike McDaniel as their OC, and then trade for Mac Jones. And I think that would be like a perfect offseason for them.
Brian McDaniel might get the head coaching job with the Ravens. I mean, like
that wouldn't be bad, honestly.
Interesting.
I think
he did with Tua. What could you do with Lamar?
Yeah, well, Tua sucks, and he got him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
now give him an elite quarterback.
Brandon, you said that there hasn't been a lot of like DCs that turn into good head coaches.
In the last decade.
DeMeco Ryans?
DeMeco?
Yeah, DeMeco and Mike McDonald. Am I missing anybody else?
And remember, Matt Ryan is the guy making this hire in Atlanta, and I think it's pretty clear that he wants to tap into that Kyle Shanahan thing that he was successful, that got him to the Super Bowl. So Clint Kubiak, that's why he's being linked there. I think Saleh would be linked for similar reasons.
Matt Ryan should just be the play caller and the owner, like the GM. I mean, like he can call plays.
He can give up
He's
a 28 too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but Mosh, besides DeMeco and Mike Mack, who's been an elite DC hired a head coach the last 10 years?
Well, it's because like, all these elite defensive coordinators that go to like the Jets or something. Like, I think if Saleh can get another opportunity and he sells it, then yeah, I'm on the fence. I part of me just doesn't want Saleh to leave because he's that good. I just don't want to
like he's better than.
Sean McDermott's been just as successful as Kyle Shanahan.
He also is the best player in the world. But like, I mean,
So does Kyle. No, Kyle does.
oh, Brock Purdy. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. Look, if Brock
Yeah.
Purdy wins the next, we were talking to Tyler LaRocca about this. If Brock Purdy wins 3 more games in a row right now and wins a Super Bowl with this team,
Yeah.
I think I'd just shut my mouth and just be like, Brock Purdy's the best player on earth.
Yeah,
like,
Grant,
I'm gonna just not say anything.
Me and Tyler, best friends.
I love that.
Yeah, like dude, if Brock wins 3 straight games with no Brandon Ayuk, no George Kittle, like in a defense that has no play, like dude,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Grant, I don't like this. I don't
Once
like
Eddie Pinheiro started making all the field goals, you had to recognize that something was. They have magic, dude. Did you see? They sacrifice something to the right person, and it's their year. Eddie Pinheiro won't miss, man. And I think there's a stat that the Niners have benefited from opponent missed field goals more than any other team. Like God wants the Niners to win. He needs me to be wrong about them, and really, I don't understand why he's got to do me like that. God, what's up with that? What's up with that? Why does Lombardi got to be right and I got to be wrong? How about that? Why?
I think it's the opposite. We've gotten injured every single time we've gotten close to winning a Super Bowl the last 30 years. So I think like we're cursed. Obviously, we're not sacrificing enough.
No, I'm cursed. Max build fixes. They pay Robert Saleh to stay since there's no cap hit? He wants to be a head coach. And head coaches get paid a lot more than defensive coordinators. I mean, they could give him $10 million a year, but I doubt they will.
Give him all
the money. By the way, in
the
the Madden simulation, Eddie Pinheiro hit a game-winning field goal in the simulation for the game.
He's going to be the MVP of the game, and they're going to give it to Purdy anyway. Look, we're going to talk about the game next, but first, I want to shout out this week's sponsor,
AG1.
AG1, of course. I had to bring it with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that wellness. Yeah. Wake up first thing in the morning, take the AG1 with some water. This one is citrus, which I like. I think is delicious. And then have a little bit of coffee. And I drink that coffee knowing that I just gave my body a treat. I use this every single day, and you should too. By the way, AG1 now comes in original and berry and tropical in addition to citrus. My favorite is citrus, but experiment with flavors. They're all delicious. It has 50,000 verified 5-star reviews and comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Go to drinkag1.com/Cohn to get their best offer. For a limited time only, get free AG1 duffel bag and free AG1 welcome kit with your first subscription order. While supplies last, that's drinkag1.com/Cohn. Drinkag1.com/Cohn. You guys are AG1 drinkers?
I drink it every morning for like a year and a half. And if they want me to do a TikTok on it, I can reach millions of people. Hit me up for a
What's your experience? Why don't you help me out then? What's your experience with AG? Because I'm new.
I love it. So I don't drink, like I go to the gym every morning, but I don't drink coffee before I go to the gym, but I drink the AG1 before. It gives me a little boost. I come back because you're not supposed to drink coffee right away when you wake up, but you can drink AG right away. It gives you all the nutrients and it cleans out your system, man. It's great, you know?
Yeah, same.
I'm all about my system getting cleaned out, man. Need that.
Yeah, you don't want toxins and stuff in there.
Hate toxins. I'm so anti-toxins, man. Appreciate you, Brandon. All right, here we go. The game. Me and Maj think the Niners are going to win. You think Seattle's going to win. Why Brandon, you go first. Make your case.
My
and
case
then me and Maj are going to cut you off as soon as you start talking. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
My case is pretty
simple. So I think the 49ers.
My case is pretty simple. I mean, on paper, the Seahawks should smoke them. They won by 10. They should have scored 27 points against us 2 weeks ago. They scored 13, right? Like they choked. Their kicker stinks. So like that's a positive. Myers is going to miss like 2 field goals again, probably. Need a Darnold bad game. But I just look at the line and I was looking like Ben Fox from I think he does like BetMGM betting stuff. Like he says what the public's on. The public is like 70% of money or 75% of money is on Niners +7, which leads me to believe Seattle's going to wipe them out because they can't have the public keep winning. So like Vegas
and
knows
the public's usually wrong.
Yeah, and the public's they were right last week, which was shocking. They won like a lot. So I think, Vegas needs a big week. They set that line at 7.5, knowing that people would take San Francisco +7. So I think they're getting some information from some personnel departments that Seattle's going to smoke them this week. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's one of those like, look up to God and be like, look, Purdy, let me throw a ball downfield, like the Debo one that almost got picked off last year, and then he went for a touchdown. Jawan Jennings, DeMarcus, they need a hot start. If they don't score 7 on the first drive, they're toast. I think we can all agree there. I think we can all agree there.
Well, I mean, it's a long ball game. I don't think it has to be the first drive.
I think they have to. They have to knock them out early.
I think every single drive they should score a touchdown. That'd be awesome.
I was fully prepared to pick the Seahawks. I picked the Seahawks in week 18. And the thing that really tipped me over the edge to the Niners is Darnold. It's one thing to pick Darnold to win a week 18 game. It's another thing to pick him to win a playoff game. I mean, he's only started one, and it was a freaking disaster.
And he had he had a better offense with the Vikings than he did with the Seahawks.
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do it again, but if he does do it again, all of a sudden, he's written off. I mean, they're probably going to get a new quarterback. Like, it seems like he's under an insane amount of pressure, and then he ends up on the injury report with an oblique strain, and he doesn't practice fully, and Drew Lock's taking reps. It's like, I don't know, man. It seems like you just gave yourself an excuse if you lose. Oh, it's not that I choke in playoff games, it's that my oblique hurt. It's like, all right, well, that's good to know. I'm picking the Niners because Brock Purdy isn't the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's been in these situations before. He's not going to be dizzy because of the pressure the way that I really think Sam Darnold has stage fright right now. That he's got that, like, he's in the bathroom, like his stomach hurts. That's the vibe I get from him. I have no confidence in him. I don't think his team has any confidence from him. I think they call plays hoping he doesn't mess up. And yeah, they could beat the Niners with a quarterback like that. But if it's close, like, despite whooping the Niners' ass in that game, it was, if Christian didn't give the ball to the other team, it's close at the end, and Darnold might have cracked, and Brock could have led one drive maybe. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's that kind of a game. On the other hand, 8-day rest differential, the Niners could get their doors blown off. I don't know,
Grant,
man.
that could go two ways. Grant, that could go two ways because I swear rest is good for some teams and it's bad because that's Niners Green Bay. We had that huge bye week,
like 7,
and then we came out and we looked like shit. Like that could happen to the Seahawks. We played 5 days ago or 6 days ago. We could come out guns blazing. They could be like, oh shit, these guys are ready to go, and they would. I think the Niners are going to win just because of what you said, Grant. I think Sam Darnold. If we get the Sam Darnold that was on the Vikings and played against the Rams, I don't see how we lose this game. And I think this Niners team's just, it's magical. I don't know what it is. I just posted a TikTok. Like, this team just has something about it that it's weird. It's different this year. It's different. We're winning with freaking practice squad players.
Like, a big part of the reason the Niners got smoked against the Seahawks in week 18 is they gave up 88 rushing yards in the first quarter. 12 carries, 88 yards, 7.3 per carry, and a touchdown. Like, it was disgusting. And then by the end of the game, they had 2 new linebackers on the field, in Wallow and Kendricks, and a new safety on the field in Siegel, I believe. And the run defense was much better by the end of the game. I feel like the run defense shouldn't be an issue. And this Seahawks run game isn't that great statistically. They're averaging about 4.1 yards per carry, exactly 4.1 yards per carry. So they can do better against the run. And,
Grant, I don't think you can say the Niners got smoked. I think offensively, the Niners in that week 18 game, they played terrible. But saying smoked, it was 13-3, like you just said. McCaffrey catches that ball, it's a 3-point game. So
okay, let me choose a better word, like manhandled, bullied.
Sure. Yeah.
And it didn't show on the scoreboard, and ultimately they could have won that game, but they still gave up 180 yards. Like, they still got physically manhandled in a way that they probably won't in this. I don't expect them to again, but I don't know.
We'll see. They got to come out like strong because, like Maj mentioned, when Green Bay a few years ago, they came out strong against the Niners, and it took the Niners about 2 quarters to wake up, and they got hit a little bit, and then they were like, okay, we're playing a football game. That, I think that might end up happening to Seattle, where they're just not physical to start off the game, and that's when you can start putting up points. I think, them playing the Niners the last game they played is not a good thing for them either. I mean, Kyle's 3-0 against them after playing them, the time before. I believe that's the statistic. And Kyle's never lost in the divisional round, by the way, ever. It's never happened. So, like, I guess and Brock Purdy's never lost in Seattle. So those are great things. And they already won with Jake Tonjes without George Kittle in Seattle earlier on this year after the first drive, right? So those are positives. I don't even think Darnold needs to be even mediocre. Like, if it's all going to be about, like Grant said, if they stop the run and they put up points, they're in a good position to win the game. If they do neither or one of neither, they're in a position to lose the game. I think it's very simple. I don't think Darnold makes a difference. I don't think Seattle's going to put up 40 points, and I don't think he's going to throw 2 picks because we never intercept passes.
No,
So
I think Grant's frozen. He's in a hotel. And also, Brandon, I think Mike McDaniel, like everyone's talking about how he's a great head coach. This is his first playoff game. Playoffs are a much different McDonald. Like it's a different game. It's not the same game, right? So I do think he's probably going to be nervous. Darnold's going to be nervous. Darnold has to prove that he's a good quarterback in this game. This is Darnold's biggest game of his career. You get the number 1 seed. You're in Seattle. You're playing against an injured Niners team. If you lose this game, that's very bad. That's a bad look on you. Very bad.
I'm gonna say something too until Grant comes back on, because I think he'll disagree with me. Grant, you there?
There he is.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go to the hotspot, man. What's up with these awful hotel Wi-Fi's that you pay $15 a day?
You got to
for?
go to
I'm just
Argentina
saying.
instead of Seattle, and then you get better
Anyway,
Wi-Fi.
sorry about that. I'm back. What's up?
I was just saying, I also think there's a lot of pressure on Brock. Like, I know people say there's no pressure, but like, has he dominated a good defense all year? Like the Eagles game, he threw 2 picks. Like, like Mike Mack has historically dominated Brock Purdy, like to the point where his passer ratings in like the 50s in the games he's played against them. Like he wasn't particularly good against Seattle. Ricky made the biggest difference. So Ricky needs to play if they want any chance at winning. And the second game, he couldn't do anything until the last drive. And I'll give him credit. The last drive, he was layering some passes when they needed it most. He's got moxie. If it's close at the end of the game, he's going to step up. Like I have no doubt about that. But like, I'm worried about him stringing together like a 200-yard, 2-touchdown, no interception performance. Like I'd be shocked if he doesn't throw 2 picks. I'd be shocked.
I think there is a lot of pressure on Brock because if they lose and he throws a pick or 2 all offseason, 9 months, we're going to be talking about that and him losing to Darnold. So,
but it's not just him losing to Darnold. It's him losing to that defense.
Sure.
That defense is very good.
But he hasn't been able to figure it out.
If they lose a low-scoring game and he throws, I think there is pressure on Brock in this game. I think there is.
Like Josh Allen would figure out Mike Mack after 4 times of playing him. Like Brock has yet to have a good game against Mike McDonald.
And I feel like this is the kind of game, not to piss off Mon, it's the kind of game that Mac Jones could win. Because what you want to do, like you can't run the ball. Like it's a lot like to me what they were up against the Rams in week 5. You're not going to run the ball. You have a pass rush that you can't really block. So what are you going to do? They won the game by throwing 49 quick passes. They threw 49 checkdowns and won. That's kind of what you got to do in this game. You're not going to get the ball down the field. You don't have Ricky. You don't have the offensive line for it. You're not going to run the ball between the tackles or outside the tackles. So you got to throw very quick passes. But
take your checkdowns.
Take your checkdowns. Like use check. Kittle. Not Kittle. Tonjes. McCaffrey. And it's like that's what Mac was doing. And people were like, okay, but like Brock's going to make the offense more explosive. Not against this. I'm not saying Brock can't do it, but he needs to do that.
And I think he can do that. I just think he makes that $53 million. And he's like, you know what? I got to make these big plays. It's like I was talking with Tyler. I was agreeing with Tyler. There was the throw to Tonjes. Literally, Kyle Juszczyk was wide open. Kyle Juszczyk was literally sitting there. Purdy could have just checked it down to him, got like 5 or 6 yards. But he wanted to make that big play, threw it to Tonjes. It got intercepted. He
was covered by Quinyon Mitchell. It's like Purdy.
Yes.
That's a bad matchup. I like Jake, but not like that.
Exactly. So that's why I just check it down. If the check down's there, take the check down. Don't just chuck it down the field and pray.
Wait, Grant,
take all the check downs.
You said Ricky you don't think is going to play?
He'll play, but like
he's going to run route and then get injured again.
Him and Trent are the biggest differences in that game. Like you can put up points if you have those.
We asked him yesterday. He's like, this isn't going to be better until the season's over. Like I'm doing what I can. Christian got the same injury last year and shut it down immediately. So you could say he's made of glass, or you could say he's tough for trying to gut it out. I don't know. Look, up to you.
Him with a PCL injury is still better than DeMarcus Robinson. And I love DeMarcus Robinson. And he had a great week last week. But let's be real. We're not beating the Seahawks with D-Rob as our number 1 wide receiver. Come on. You got to have.
The problem is at week 1, they had all that success going at Reek Woolen through Pearsall because Reek Woolen's 6'3" and clunky, and he's good against big receivers like Robinson, not Pearsall.
Yes, they got to use Pearsall. He's got to play, and if
Pearsall's
he's even
he's
got to be better.
He's got to play this game.
I also think like people don't think the Niners will be able to run on the Seahawks. I disagree. I actually think they'll be able to run this game because they have Trent. Like If they use
Such a
B-Rob a
huge
little
question.
bit, maybe
Kittle,
they
though.
will we see a Jordan James? Will we see a Jordan?
Hell
no. Hell no. If there's a prize picks on that, I'm saying hell no. But
Dude,
hey,
has he
maybe they
even
play
touched the field?
B-Rob a little bit more. I think the stats are pretty staggering. When they didn't have Kittle this year and they did have Trent, they weren't running the ball at all. They had Trent against the Rams, couldn't run the ball. It's possible, but this is
What
the
they
best run
signed
defense
Farrell
in football.
for? Farrell's supposed to be one of the best blocking tight ends in the league.
Dude, that was
What
so
they got
bad.
Juszczyk for, man?
Well, Juszczyk
Is Juszczyk going to go for 100 yards in this game? 2 touchdowns? 2 tutties for
100%.
Juszczyk?
If Juszczyk goes for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, Grant, I think you need to like get on your knees and pray in a
I
conference.
don't
Like,
owe him an apology. I said, hey, man, this was back when they had Debo, Ayuk, and Juwan at the same time last year. I was like, hey, man, maybe they should use more 11 personnel instead of 21 personnel to get their best players on the field. A week later, he accuses me of staring at players while they're naked. I'm like, whoa, you owe me an apology. Like, what is that about?
Listen,
That's
though,
weird.
I'm not gonna
Why
lie.
would you do that?
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Juszczyk, Grant, I know you don't like him, but he did have a very good game last game.
I don't dislike him. I was just caught off guard with that wild personal attack. He must not like me. I just thought they should play him less. It wasn't personal. I actually don't know him. Dang. He still
Grant-
owes me an apology.
Grant, have you ever interviewed him since that or no?
No, why would I want to? He says I stand too close to him. Dude, I will give you all the space you need for the rest of your life. Are you kidding? And I don't understand why people ask him so many questions, man. He doesn't need to speak for the whole team. He caught the ball once today. We can ask about that one play 8 times. Why don't we go talk to, Garrett Wallow?
Yeah.
What? Just because he didn't go to Harvard doesn't mean he doesn't know football.
Doesn't have a
Garrett
famous
Wallow.
wife. He doesn't have a famous wife. Doesn't have a more successful
Yeah.
wife.
Wait until this weekend.
Yeah. Guess who's going to be paying the bills for 6 months? His wife, not him. Once the season's over.
No, but now he's for sure going for 120 and 2 touchdowns. Juszczyk. But I'm not apologizing.
100%. I'm ready for it.
Dude,
What's
why
the
would he say
apology
that?
for?
What a clown.
Standing too close to you? I would never stand close to you.
Bro, all these players, like when I was covering the Angels, you're in the locker room, right? Like, you know this, Grant, and you're gonna interview players. Sometimes they change in front of you. Like, what are you gonna? I mean, you're not staring
what
at
happens.
them. Like, what are you
Sometimes
doing?
you're like interviewing like Juwan Jennings, and there's hella people there because he's important and he does things, and a lot of people want to hear what he has to say. And so
Yeah.
there's like a half circle, and it's like 4 people deep. And then, there's someone who has the locker next to Juwan and they want to go and change. It's like, well, it's a bad time because we're all interviewing Juwan, and maybe that's what he was referring to. But I would
it's
never
weird, dude.
stand near the fullback by choice. I mean, that's not something I would want to do personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's scared of you, Grant. I think
I'm scared of him. He's the physicality. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared.
I think you're more of an alpha than Kyle Juszczyk. I think he realized your alpha likeness.
He looks at you and
not
starts shivering.
scared.
He's like, is that Ricky Pearsall? Oh, wait, no.
No, he's like, that's the healthy Ricky Pearsall. That's somebody who can actually stay on the field.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Baby Radiant says, need the Niners to score at least 21 points to win.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do it, but maybe they will. Got you. Sunday Living says, if they do that, I'm not watching the games next year. Shout out, Princess. Yeah, you will. I don't know what you're talking about. Patrick Willis says, is Seattle pulling a Brock toe excuse, but with Sam's oblique? Okay, someone brought this up. Do you guys think that the Sam Darnold oblique injury is a ruse in response to the Fred Warner? Is he going to play or isn't he going to play? I saw that theory like, oh, the Niners were just messing with the Seahawks, so now the Seahawks are messing with the Niners. Do you buy that?
No, because Locke practiced with the
exactly.
So
that would be an elaborate ruse. We're going to not start Darnold.
Yeah,
2 days before the game just to mess with the Niners.
We're not going to have Darnold practice with the ones 2 days before the biggest game.
That's what I meant to say.
Like, come on. Like, of course, he's dealing with some oblique injury.
And they say it's no big deal. Sounds like a deal. Oblique for someone who has to throw a ball. Sounds painful. They could probably give it a shot, but I don't know. Gizmo Maltese says, imagine if D'Amico wins the ring before Kyle. Imagine if D'Amico beats Kyle in the Super Bowl at Levi's. Imagine that.
I don't know if they'll get there. CJ's been so
Their
bad.
defense can win them a championship, though. Their defense is so good.
But CJ's been so bad, bro. Like, I don't know.
All I want to say, though, is that it feels like the football gods really hate Kyle because they build him up. and make it seem like he has a chance, and then he loses in the most gut-wrenching way possible. It's like, what did you do in your past life to deserve this? Like, this could be another one where he gets so close, and everyone's like, man, this is the best coaching job ever. And it's like, oh my God, you lost like that?
Well, it's funny how
Why?
the media changes it in the sense of like Stephen A. Smith when he said Kyle Shanahan's the biggest choker of all time a few years ago when he lost the Super Bowl, and now he's like Kyle Shanahan's like he's great. He's doing the best coaching job I've ever seen.
I don't want to go. I don't want to say that until he wins the Super Bowl, because he waits until the last second to break your heart. And I don't want.
I'll give you
for too long.
I do think he's coached better in each Super Bowl he's been to, if that makes sense. Like, I think he's coached a little better in each one that he's like, I think he's gotten a tiny bit better.
I would disagree.
You think the opposite?
Here's the same. Well, maybe in certain ways he did, but I think he made the same mistake in all three. All three Super Bowls, he's winning at halftime. All three Super Bowls, look at the game sheet from the third quarter. Pass. What the fuck? And then look at his dad. When his dad was in the Super Bowl, had leads at halftime, third quarter, run. He
And
won
he
a
didn't
Super
know the
Bowl.
overtime
John
rule.
Elway threw like 18 passes. Like, that's on you, man. And hopefully this year, if they have a lead in the second half, he runs the damn ball.
I think
he didn't know the rules.
I think he will. If they get
excited.
I think if they get back to the Super Bowl, they'll win. For sure.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, Abu Marco 23 says this crazy run reminds me of a small no-name school that makes it all the way to the Final Four during March Madness. At some point, the roster disadvantage is going to matter, and the dream ends.
No.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very much a Cinderella team with Cinderella at quarterback. P. Scott says Hawks have the best record against playoff teams this year, 6-2. What is Brandon talking about?
You want me to see you want me to explain that? I'll pull up their schedule right now. They lost to the 49ers in week 1. They beat a bad Steelers team by a lot. They beat a bad Saints team by a lot. They barely beat the Cardinals by 3 points. They beat the Jags before the Jags went on their run by 8.
Yeah.
They beat the Texans before the Texans
went Niners lost to the Jags.
I know, and the Texans. But they come on, like the Texans weren't. You got to look at momentum. The Texans were still like 2-5 when they played the Seahawks. The Jaguars didn't have their 8-game win streak. They beat Washington bad because Washington sucks. They lost to the Rams. They beat the Cardinals by 20 when the Cardinals gave up. They barely beat the Titans by 6. They barely beat the Colts. They should have lost at home by 2, and then they lost to the Rams, and then they beat the Panthers by 17 because the Panthers play like the worst team in football every other week. So, I mean, I don't think they're as good as people think. I don't think anybody is, though.
That's true. All Niners. I mean, I just don't think any team with Sam Darnold as their quarterback is that great. I mean, you could have the best roster in the league, but if Sam Darnold is your quarterback, there's a good chance you're not winning the Super Bowl. And if they don't, there's a good chance they're blaming Sam, whether or not it's really his fault. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like there's so much pressure on this team. They look like the up-and-coming team that's really young. Dude, they're one bad loss away from having a full-blown quarterback controversy, taking a guy in round 1. Oh, man, it'll be
Grant, they don't need to take a guy in round 1. They got Jalen
Milroe. I know.
Throw right to the defense, Milroe.
All Niners says is Vegas knows something we don't. The spread has stayed at +7 the whole week. This has to be the easiest money of all time. I don't feel great about it. I mean, the Niners could easily get – there's an 8-day rest disadvantage. I saw something that, teams with that much of a rest disadvantage have never won. Now, if you knock it to 7 days, the Niners have won in that situation, but it's a lot. So I could see it. And then the Niners didn't do one full speed practice this week. They could get waxed. But I'm picking them to win because I know ball. The GOAT catcher says dink and dunk over and over. No need to show off the long flashy passes.
Yes.
Because who are you throwing to?
Play simple.
Maybe Jacob Cowing.
You're such a troll.
Entire game. Just throw it to
Jacob Cowing.
Got to go after Reek Woolen, man. That's the guy. Siegfried says one day Grant will get his own TV show. Yeah, hopefully with Maj.
With Nick Wright.
All Niners says is Wallow playing even if Winners is healthy. I feel like Winners isn't that good, and the Niners are better without him.
Hits hard. He just hit. It looks sexy. It's like Mustafa, bro. Like when he hits people, he hits them hard, but he can't like cover to save his life.
Wallow if Wallow could play like how he played last week, dude, you don't play Winters.
Winters never had a game as good as the one Wallow just had.
Yeah, I think I swear weeks 1 to 3 he was really good. Yeah, that was
Honestly,
good.
moxie matters more. I don't care about pure talent. Winters has more talent than Wallow. Wallow knows how to play football. He's smarter.
Yeah.
Out there. Like that matters to me.
Yeah.
I swear Winters has had a couple really good games. Like the weeks 1 to 3, I remember watching D Winters. I was
He
like,
had
dude,
11
this guy's
tackles
going.
against the
He's playing
Texans. He had
alongside
10
the
tackles
best
against the Jaguars.
linebacker in the league, dude.
I just feel like when he's on the field, the Niners can't stop a screen pass to save their lives. They're like, oh my God, it's a screen. Like, yeah, it's a screen. I don't know. M Dad says, I like this new Grant that compared Purdy to Mahomes after the Eagles game. Loving it, bro. Purdy will get us there. Let's go. Yeah, he just has this
Grant's
like,
hopping on the bandwagon.
Magic. This like dark magic that you can't really explain. How come no one can ever catch Patrick Mahomes? He's running a 4.8. Same with Purdy. How does no one ever touch you, man? You're not fast. Neither is Mahomes, but they are beyond elusive, and it's incredible. I don't begin to act like I understand it. Lamar Jackson's getting beat up. No one can touch Brock Purdy. Sure, of course, it's pro sports. 7 Dennis says Seattle scores 13 in both games. F them. SF 31. So yeah, 31. They're gonna score 31 for sure. Gizmo says Seahawks have the same number of Super Bowl wins as the Jets.
Don't let them forget it. Their fan base is so cocky. Don't let them forget it.
Anoop says Saleh coached his best game versus Philly. Use the same game plan. Seattle 5-man front, 8 in the box, single high safety. Niners will win. Move Purdy. Pretty much 8 in the box. Got to do it. Single high.
Maybe that's why
it's Jared Darnold. Revolutionary Captain says it's not the football gods, it's the NFL. The league hated the Niners since Cap took a knee in the 2016 season. Also, we kept getting that poopy Bill Vinovich on every important game. It's not a coincidence.
I miss Colin Kaepernick. I love Colin Kaepernick.
And since then, the Niners have worked very hard to show the league that they're extremely Republican. And maybe 10 years of this has finally gotten the league to overlook what they did.
They have some of the biggest Republicans in the entire NFL on their team. I don't think the NFL is. I don't think.
I miss Colin Kaepernick.
They're dying for the Donald Trump invite after the Super Bowl.
They won. Hosa would literally stay like 5 days in advance, like right next door to the White House for sure.
Do y'all miss Colin Kaepernick? I miss Colin Kaepernick, dude. Young Mod, I loved Colin Kaepernick. Dude, his touchdown celebration.
I never thought that they would actually end his career. I thought it would be like one season. And then he'd finally come. He was good enough to keep playing. He got screwed.
He did get screwed by that. He was still really good. Like that team was so bad.
He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson.
Dude, I don't think people realize how bad that roster was once Harbaugh was canned. Like, and like they blamed Kaepernick and they thought
he changed though. Like when he in 2012 and 2013, go back and look at him. He was like the most jacked dude on the team. Then by 2016, he was like a vegan, and not that there's anything wrong with being a vegan, but he wasn't nearly as jacked anymore. Like he had a whole different thing going on. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he wasn't going to be that super fast dual threat quarterback anymore. He's going to have to.
He was a vegan.
He was vegan. I don't know.
Prince Fielder started like being a vegan, and he couldn't hit as many home runs.
We were talking about it. He was like, "Yeah, Tom Brady does it. Why can't I do it?" Well, because Tom Brady's not an athlete. How about that?
Yeah, but he is the best mind that's ever played the game of football. So I mean, that's his super.
Kaepernick was number 2. 7 Dennis says Seattle can only score 13 and Vegas gives him 7.5. How much confidence do you have in Robert Saleh this week, man? He prepared for 6 opponents this week. He prepared for the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Titans, the Ravens, maybe the Falcons, and the Seahawks this week. That's a week in 6 days. Damn.
I always have trust in Robert Saleh. I always do. It's my favorite.
I don't know.
That one made Raj waver a little bit. He's like,
the defense is
I know, I'm a little scared.
Defense is kind of due for a stinker. I'm not going to lie.
Brandon, shut up. No, they're not. They're not. Like, you're the
dude, if Sam Darnold lights up the defense, I don't see how Robert Saleh gets a head coaching job after that. If you lose because Sam Darnold lights you up, that's it, man. You don't get to be a head coach.
Brandon, who are you guys more scared of? Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold? Who's better?
Both
Darnold.
Are horrible.
I'm going to say Darnold.
Yeah,
you say Darnold?
Dude, Hurts can't throw
last week I thought it would be Hurts, but because he has like experience. But man, I don't think he's a good quarterback anymore. He doesn't want to run anymore, and if he doesn't run, he's not that good of a thrower. Like Darnold is a better thrower than Hurts.
Yeah, he is.
Way better. Darnold is a better processor of defenses. Hurts sometimes makes really bad decisions and throws the ball away.
That's Darnold
throws the ball away.
Darnold had a wide open Zach Charbonnet on the first drive, and he missed him complete. Like he did. He looked right at. He looked
let's be
literally.
real.
Charbonnet was wide open.
He's
Darnold has Charbonnet and Walker are kind of underwhelming considering what they were supposed to be at their draft pick. Besides JSN, they don't really have any good offensive players. Like some great offensive players. Like they've been playing well because Kubiak is so good at scheming these guys up. Like Shaheed was a good get because he's a good punt returner and kickoff returner. But like besides JSN, bro, it's not like they have world beaters out there. Like the Eagles playmakers are way better.
Way better.
AJ Barner?
AJ Barner's kind of a baller though. Do they still have Jake Bobo? I like Jake Bobo, UCLA legend.
I haven't seen him play in a long time.
Watch him score a touchdown against the Niners now that we brought it up. All of a sudden, you're going to see Jake Bobo scored a touchdown, and all the Niners Twitter is going to be like, "Who is Jake Bobo?"
He went to UCLA legend.
Yeah,
Benjamin Cobb says Casper will choke, Pearsall will rise, JJ to CMC to save the day.
Love this.
And the Niners will be playing at Levi's South next weekend for the NFC
Benjamin.
title. Do you think we'll have another wide receiver pass in this game?
Yes.
No. You think they're going to do it again?
Yes. Yes, dude. Yes. Yes.
Dude, they're going to have to pull out all the style. Like they going to have to find some offense. What about Brock Purdy zone read?
Dude, all I know is when they get to the goal line, no one expects Brock to run. So they should just RPO and he should pull it back and run for a touchdown every single time. Like no one expects
It's better than play action pass to use check on 4th and 1. I'm just saying.
No, dude, the worst was the third and what was that third? No, the second and goal play before the McCaffrey touchdown, bro. When they just like schemed up Jennings to run a slant and he couldn't get separation and he tried throwing it to him.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
That was a horrible play call, dude. That was
too much sauces. Is Upton Stout our best rookie? Yeah.
By far.
I also think Siegel has a bright future in Collins as well.
I think, is it kind of a dub that Brown isn't going to start?
Yes. It's kind of like a blessing.
Yeah, Siegel's better, bro. Like, I don't know.
Siegel's been better.
Although, doesn't Brown have 2 of the Niners' 4 picks this year?
He does, but Bryce, that was a bright. Like Bryson literally threw the ball to him. I would have been.
He literally did. Yeah, it's not like Jair Brown's
in that position. I would
super.
have caught the ball.
By the way, the Niners are due for like 4 picks.
You've been saying that for 2 years, though.
They are due for like 4 picks in the game.
Okay, we got Steve Lewis saying, "Did Kyle know the Super Bowl 2024 overtime rules or nah?" I'm saying nah.
Probably
Can't tell
not.
me he did. Siegfried says AG1 gave me a ooh. That's what's up. And on that note,
we'll start calling him BCB like Brock Purdy.
Big
guns on the screen. All right, let's do some division round picks, and these are team picks, not player picks. So let's go through the games. Buffalo at Denver. Who you guys like?
Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo big. I think Denver is so fraudulent. I think they lose by 10 plus points.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that.
Like
I have a little feeling on the Denver. If they like, I just have a feeling they might. I don't know why, because everyone's picking Buffalo. It's like everyone picked the Eagles and the Niners won. Everyone's picking the Bills. Denver wins. I don't know.
Okay, Houston at New England.
I'm gonna go Houston.
I'm gonna go Houston. Their defense is too good.
Yeah,
I agree. Houston.
I think Houston wins.
Houston's defense might be better than Seattle's defense.
Houston has one of the best defenses I've ever seen this year. Like their defense is
and guess what? Grant, guess what? Mac Jones dropped 15 on that defense.
Hey man, if the Niners had 15 against the Seahawks, they would have won. I'm just saying. They get 15 this game, they might win. Okay, Rams at Bears.
I want to pick the Bears so bad, but come on, there's no way Sean McVay's losing to the Bears, dude. Their defense is atrocious.
Only reason I'm picking the Rams, and I actually want the Rams to win, because my friend's a big Bears fan. He's annoying. I want the Rams to win. I can't stand
win? Bro, don't give me night terrors. If we have to play the Rams again,
dude, I would actually rather play Matthew Stafford than Caleb Williams.
Bro, we'd never hear the end of it from Rams fans if we lose to them again in the NFC title.
Who cares? They have 4 fans.
Good in 10 years, so if we lose them, whatever.
Brandon, who cares? Their 4 fans are going to attack you. They have literally 4 fans. That's their whole fan base.
They have the best odds picking the Niners of all the teams, man. They're the longest shot to win this week, apparently. Niners.
I got Seattle.
Niners.
I'm going with Maj on this one. Let's $1,000 on the Niners.
No way, bro.
$1,000.
Right, you're not actually putting $1,000 on the Niners.
I just did. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's a lot. Read it. That's how confident I am in Brock Purdy.
Oh
you think you're a Brock Purdy fan? You have.
Brent, did you actually submit $1,000?
I just put $1,000 down on the Niners.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
insane.
I don't mess around, man. That's my choice. If they win, I win $3,333.
Oh, Grant, you gotta give me some of that. Let's go.
Grant's got some
Download Prize
incentives.
Picks yourself.
Wow.
Use promo code COHN. Play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups. That's what the players when you use that promo code COHN. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's playoff prize
Grant,
pick,
you
baby.
got motion like that. Okay. Okay, Grant. Grant got motion.
Grant's got it like that. Yeah.
And don't forget about AG1 as well, everyone. Thank you.
Give you a third
Anything else you guys want to say before you go?
Praying that
Go
Darnold
Niners.
throws 8 picks. 8. I wanna
Make
see
sure
the
you
record.
follow these guys on TikTok and Instagram, and they actually have lots of content that they put out. YouTube, both of them. Check it out. They're good.
I've been
Appreciate it.
slacking on YouTube. I need to post more on YouTube. I need to get like you guys.
I'm almost at 5K on YouTube. Almost 5K.
Oh my goodness. All
Let's
right.
go.
I might stream again today. I got to hit up the Hawk Blogger, see what he's up to. If you want to I'm just like a rage baity type of thing.
Don't stream with
listen to
that
the Hawk
guy who
Blogger.
did the Brock Purdy hex though.
Oh,
see that
Evan.
guy?
Oh yeah. I have streamed with him before. I like him. Is there tension between Kendricks and Fred?
Oh my God. Like,
I don't know.
no.
It seemed like they were talking to each other. I don't want to start rumors. I don't think so. I
No.
don't think there's tension between
would
Fred
Fred
and
not like
Kyle, but I don't know.
Why would Fred? Yeah, why would Fred not like Kendricks? Oh, this guy's gonna take my
No one's
job.
taking Fred Warner's job, bro. He's a Hall of
Well, I
Famer.
think there's tension between me and Maj because Maj is clearly coming from my spot, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, watch
Yeah,
out, Grant.
Yeah,
Watch
back
out.
off. All right, guys. I'll be back maybe. Hold on. Yeah. Take care. Thanks, everyone.